Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome back to Fairfax, Virginia Robinson Secondary School, site of the VHSL 6A North Region Tournament. Today we've got the Herndon Hornets and the West Potomac Wolverines in the boys consolation game. Andy Mendoza here alongside Alex Harris. And Alex, a couple of schools with a lot of talent, really deep talented teams here, and it should be a great one.
Yeah, I mean this is going to be a really fun game. I'm actually, basketball-wise, almost as excited for this one as I am the finals. You know, obviously the finals is the finals, and can't argue with that. But you've got two really talented teams here, and you know, we've got some high flyers. We've got some guys that can really put up high numbers. This is going to be a fun basketball game. I don't care what place it's for.
And you mentioned it, a couple of teams that could have made it to the final, to the championship. So it's kind of going to be that championship atmosphere around this game today.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I'd say West Potomac, if you had to ask people before this tournament started, would have been the favorite going in. And you know, Madison surprised them last night with a really just a. I mean, they played a great game. Madison did. You know, so we got to give a lot of credit to them. And then Herndon is a team where, you know, you just saw their record at 12-14. You know, and so you sit there and go, well, how did they make it this far? Well, you know, if you know a little bit more about them, you're not surprised because they've got talent. They've got some really good players, and the two players that are really their horses that they're gonna ride all the way through, you know, are their players of the game that we're gonna watch here in a second.
Yeah, let's absolutely take a look at that here in a second. Let's go keys to the game with the Herndon, or we're gonna go players to watch here with Michael Griffin for the Herndon Hornets.
Yeah, and Michael Griffin has been a name that we've become accustomed to for the past couple years here in the area, and he's done a really good job this season. Obviously, averaging 17.1 points per game, which is a solid number for sure. He's been a big factor, and now that Herndon starting to play together, and they're playing to win, he's been a big reason for it.
Yeah, and you mentioned Michael Griffin there, the leading scorer for the Hornets with over 17 points a game. Next player to watch for the Herndon Hornets, Liam Harrington. Yeah,
and he's dangerous. I like this kid a lot. He's got a toughness to him, and I think he's a smart player. I mean, obviously at 5.2 assists per game, you know, he's not just a scoring threat. You know, he's also setting his teammates up and making sure they're successful as well.
And at 6'3", 180, he's got the size to look over the defense and kind of find his teammates. So it's great for them, and we'll see the keys to the game now for the Herndon Hornets as they take on the West Potomac. But we'll look at the West Potomac keys to the game first, actually.
Well, absolutely. You know, defensive stops for West Potomac is going to be a key, just simply because, you know, you just looked at two guys that are averaging, you know, 17 and 13, and that's obviously you know, a big factor to take into account there. Speedy tempo, you know, I like that one. You know, West Potomac is so athletic, and they can get up and down the court. They can pressure you. You know, they're a fun team to watch because they play that up-tempo pace. And then physical inside, they've got some guys that are just big, strong dudes, and they're fun to watch. And I think we're going to see a lot of just guys battling today, and that's going to be a really a good thing to be a part of.
Yeah, a lot of size and a lot of next-level talent on both rosters as we take a look at the players to watch for the West Potomac Wolverines. Number one, Khalil Williams.
Yeah, and Khalil is, I think he's the guy that's the glue on this team. You know, he's the one that when the ball gets in his hands, you can trust him. He's a big playmaker, but he's also a guy that's going to, you know, facilitate. I mean, 7 assists a game. I mean, that's high level stuff right there. And you know, I'm not sure that he's committed to play college basketball, but at some point, he's going to make some college coach very happy.
Yeah, still undecided on the college, but of course he's also a wide receiver on the football team, second team All-State basketball, so he's got his options open. And the next guy, Daryl Mackey, a sophomore that just scores.
Yeah, and Daryl Mackey, not only does he just score the ball, but he does it in a very exciting way. And I guarantee you, we're gonna hear some noise in this gym in a few minutes, very early in the game due to him. So looking forward to that.
Herndon Hornets, the West Potomac Wolverine tip-off from Fairfax, Virginia, boys consolation game, and tip goes to West Potomac.
And Khalil starting to control the game already.
As you mentioned, he's kind of the engine that runs the offense, the glue for the West Potomac Wolverine, and he'll have the ball in his hands a lot this afternoon.
Yes, he will.
Khalil for three early. Misses it near rim, but runs down the rebound and kicks it out for another three, and he hits it. Daryl Mackey Jr., you mentioned it just a few minutes ago. He's a sophomore. He's already scored over 800 career points and just adding to it. with an early three here.
I'm a little surprised to see Herndon come out in the zone, but then again, you know, as much as West Potomac can really score it, I guess I can't blame them.
Do you think that was maybe something to try to throw them off a lot? As Herndon answers with their own three, Michael Griffith, players to watch for coming through for us here early.
Yeah, they
Alex.
are. Yeah, they are. And, you know, hey, this is gonna. I don't see this being a low-scoring game. I would be very surprised if this was a low-scoring game. So no surprise in the first two possessions.
So expect the up-tempo, fast-paced game, and we've already seen it here in the first minute with 2 threes going down. West Potomac working the ball around, gets it inside, easy layup there for Idarsit Ekpuk.
You know, he's an interesting player. You know, he's really a kid who can, you know, an inside-outside threat. You know, not the best shooter on the team, but he's definitely capable of doing some stuff on the perimeter as well.
Yeah, 6'4" senior. He's a D3 recruit. A lot of schools looking at him. Bridgewater, Marymount, Mary Washington, to name a few. So he's definitely getting a lot of interest on the next level. We mentioned both teams are loaded with next level talent.
Absolutely, he's a high motor kid, and that's what college coaches are looking for.
Herndon, great pass there by Liam Harrington. You mentioned it, averaging over 5 assists a game, and there's a reason for that. Just looking to get everybody involved. Great pass inside there by Liam Harrington. Easy basket there for Joel Verone. As West Potomac and Herndon just kind of exchanging body blows here early in the first quarter.
Harrington's got the good court vision and really got a good feel for the game. So
you love to see a player wanting to get his teammates involved early, looking to get his offense going maybe a little bit later on, but wants to get some confidence in his teammates.
Absolutely. And here's Herndon right back into that man-to-man offense. So you know, and I think they're athletic enough, and you know, they're tough enough that I think they should absolutely be coming out in man, ready to play.
Good defensive possession there by Herndon. Couldn't track down the rebound. It will stay here for West Potomac. And you mentioned it, Khalil Williams with the inbounds pass. He's there to do everything, man. It's a great block there. Oh. David Gabe. Herndon turns it over after getting the nice defensive stop.
I'm going to go ahead and say that that's a pass he shouldn't have made.
Yeah.
You know, not that it's not, you know, we love the assist, but you know, he could have kept going. He could have kept going. You know, selfish is something that, you know, you don't want to be, but you know, at the same time, recognizing when to make the pass, when to take it yourself, is definitely a factor, because if you're not a scoring threat, then you're not helping your team out.
Yeah, yeah. And turning the ball over, of course, is never going to help also, as we have a stoppage of play for, looks like a ref might have hurt himself. But we'll take a look real quick as to see how both these teams got here. A couple of wins early in the tournament. Obviously, both of them lost last night. Tough one for West Potomac to lose to Madison there by 3.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's one of the bigger surprises of the tournament so far. And you know, Madison, and truthfully, all the way through both. You know, both their district tournament and into the regional tournament here have really surprised people. They execute so well, and you don't expect them to be as efficient as they are, and it's really impressive to watch. I got to give them credit.
And the execution, you know, paired with the talent that they have, it gets really hard to stop. And as it looks like the backup ref is going to have to come into the game. Something you don't see very often.
Yeah, we got a police officer and a trainer working on the ref right now, and
looks like a lower leg injury.
Yeah,
we've
got a calf cramp. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are watching this, just lining up jokes.
Yeah, we definitely hope he's okay. Looks like he's going to be okay. Maybe hopefully just a little cramp, but they do have the backup ref that they could bring in. They could officiate with 2, and the coaches are conferencing now with the refs. We'll see what they end up doing, but
I definitely would like to see this be a three official crew. You know, especially for a game with, you know, I mean, this has a lot of implications. You know, I mean, You're talking about tournament seeding. You get the wrong seeding, and you know, you play against an opponent you don't match up to real well. You know, I'd like to see. I'd rather wait a couple minutes and get a third official in there than try to go at it with 2.
Absolutely, especially with the level of athletes that we have. There's, you know, so fast and so athletic. You would hate to miss something just because you're down.
They're going to be getting up. These players are getting up and down the court quick, and I don't know that I could keep up with them. So
yeah, and we mentioned it before as we welcome you back into the booth here, Andy Mendoza and Alex Harris, and. You know, only 2 minutes into this game, really, and a 5-5 game. We've seen a couple of threes, a couple of layups from both teams, a couple of turnovers also.
Yeah.
What do you expect to see moving forward, and maybe how do you adjust if there is only 2 refs?
I mean, I think the game is actually probably a little bit slower than I was expecting. You know, it's going to speed up once these guys start to get loose. I think the big scorers are going to score a lot of points, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of surprises right there. There's going to be some other guys that are probably going to step up, and that's going to be just nature of tournament play. But I expect to see big things from Griffin and Harrington on Herndon, and Mackey and Diggins for West Potomac.
Yep. And as we await to see the resolution to the situation with the officials, we our own Brent Randolph caught up with the Herndon head coach before the game. Let's take a listen to that.
Hey, Coach Heaton, you guys are going on a Cinderella run here in the regional tournament. So how big is it for you guys to get a win here and get some momentum going into the state tournament?
Well, going into the state tournament, we're going to face top teams from all over now. And so the key is to kind of use this momentum from this game to kind of show that we're doing the right things. Last night's loss was a tough one, but if you can bounce back from something like that, definitely gives you that momentum you need.
Alrighty, and obviously West Potomac, their strength is their guard play with Khalil Williams-Diggins and Daryl Mackey Jr. So how are you guys going to try and slow them down?
We're hoping to control the tempo. I mean, when you control it on the offensive end, you kind of slow down teams defensively because they can't really get up to pressure you. And then once you do that, and they try to go down and score, we get back and we just slow them up just a little bit. That's our goal. So.
Alrighty, Coach. Well, thank you very much, and best of luck out there in this one.
Thank you.
And we welcome you back into the booth here. Thanks a lot, Brent Randolph, for that. We appreciate it. And looks like they're going to switch out the refs, so we're going to stick with 3 refs. Is that right, Alex?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. We were just notified that we're going to take a few minutes to get a third official over here, and I think that's the right decision, without a doubt. That's it's a big game, and these players have worked really hard to get to this point. They deserve three officials to make this game happen.
Absolutely, yeah. You'd hate to see the game affected by the being down a ref. So we'll take a quick break here as we get the official situation sorted out. Andy Mendoza, Alex Harris here from Fairfax, Virginia. We'll be back right after this.
Hello and welcome to Lang Fieldhouse on the campus of Fairfax High School for the finals of the VHSL 6A North Wrestling Championship.
Looking for the ball. That's Aaron Howell looking for the ball, and that's the ball for Aaron Howell from Robinson High School.
And welcome back, basketball fans. Andy Mendoza here alongside Alex Harris. Fairfax, Virginia, Robinson Secondary School, West Potomac Wolverines against the Herndon Hornets. We are back to our full allotment of officials, Alex, as we got our backup official ready to go as Ekpuk with the offensive rebound and the putback. It looks like West Potomac is going to come out in a little bit of full court pressure.
No surprise to see them coming out and putting some pressure on early. They're athletic enough. They've got the length. They've got the speed. They need to definitely take advantage of that.
Hornets do a good job there of staying patient to break the press, and a big three-point shot there. Knocked it down. David Gabby.
Very deep, very deep. I mean, he's definitely beyond the college line on that one.
Speaking of college line, Gabby will be attending Indiana University next year. Maybe you've heard of it. They're a pretty good basketball program. It's a tough pass, and Khalil Williams there with a good save. Unfortunately, went right to a Herndon player, but...
Great ball movement. Herndon's got to finish that. They cannot give up points to this West Potomac team. They're too good.
And another offensive rebound for West Potomac, and another offensive rebound. Ekpuk puts it up, can't finish. Gabby pushing the pace a little bit here. Great pass to Michael Griffith there. What a block!
That's that athleticism that I was looking for.
Dejon Belfield, 6'4" senior with the chase down block, and the tempo has really picked up here.
It has, and this is what I was expecting to see. I mean, it's a little bit out of control right now, and they're not exactly, executing and playing pretty basketball, but definitely starting to pick up that pace.
We got the ref stopping play here. I think a player might have been bleeding. Looks like Dajuan Belfield.
As a matter of fact, I think he may have a cramp in his calf.
Is it a cramp?
I think it may be something going around.
Yeah,
here.
it's
the refs,
something
the
in the water,
players,
something not in the water, not sure, but everybody at home, make sure you're stretching.
Herndon comes back out, back into that zone. They switch into a little 1-3-1 zone. Pretty interesting. I want to see how West Potomac handles it.
They're taking another 3 there. Couldn't knock it down. It looks like an over-the-back foul they called. Or did it hit the clock on the top?
It hit the clock up top.
And the pressure is starting to affect Herndon a little bit here as they get a little sloppy. They try to break the press here. Jaden Sneed and David Gabe just kind of passing it back and forth. Up ahead to Liam Harrington, to Michael Griffith. Great passing by Herndon for the wide open layup for Joel Verone. It's his second layup of the game. Second assist for Liam Harrington.
If Herndon can keep passing like that, they're going to force West Potomac to take that press off, and that's actually going to be a big game changer. West Potomac should be able to get a lot of scoring off of that press.
West Potomac working it around now, kicking it back out to the top. Takes it to the basket, can't really finish. But another offensive rebound. That's the third or fourth offensive rebound we've seen for West Potomac tonight.
Yeah, if Herndon doesn't keep them off the glass, it's just going to be too easy to score points.
And how do you counter that, Alex? Do you send more guys to the defensive rebound or to the defensive glass? Do you bring in somebody bigger?
Well, I think a lot of it just comes down to desire and putting a body on somebody. You just got to box out, and that's it's one of those skills that it is a skill, but it's not, and it's more a matter of just remembering to do it and emphasis.
There you see Brandon Lisenby with the take, and he got fouled. 2 free throws for him. Early 10-9 lead here for Herndon. Glad you could join us today here, Fairfax, Virginia, Robinson High School. Boys consolation game for the VHSL 6A North Region Tournament.
One thing I find very interesting here, Brandon Lisenby is here at the free throw line. He's only their 5th leading scorer, and he's averaging 9.2 points a game.
That's not bad, huh?
You've got 5 guys on this team that are almost in double digits, and, that just kind of goes to show that, this West Potomac team is going to put up some numbers today.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, a couple of dual sport athletes there, and Lisenby being one of them, a wide receiver on the football team, over 1,000 yards, 18 touchdowns, and those are numbers that you have to be pretty athletic to get.
Oh, absolutely, and that's definitely not an area that West Potomac lacks.
And you see Herndon breaks the press again and gets a nice open look. They can't finish, but they track down the offensive rebound. Back to Jaden Sneed here to restart. It goes to Liam Harrington, just kind of the straw that stirs the drink for the Herndon Hornets. Kicks it to Michael Griffin for the shot, and he knocks down second three-pointer of the game for him. Michael Griffin with 6 early points.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to see a lot of today. Harrington with the assist, Griffin with the bucket. Those two are definitely going to be best leaders of this team.
Herndon's kind of fallen back into a bit of a 2-3 zone, but trying to trap it seems like in the corners when the ball gets kicked out there. Lisenby misses the deep 2. Herndon seems to have settled down after the early pressure from West Potomac.
They have, and I think it kind of seems like what they're trying to do is almost not necessarily slow the game down, but they're trying to play a more controlled pace. And they're doing that with the zone on defense and offensively. They're not rushing into anything. They're taking their time and they're looking for good shots.
Jaden Sneed with the ball on the side, takes it, kicks it out. David Gabe for 3, misses it, just a little bit short. West Potomac comes back. Khalil Williams, so dynamic with the ball in the open court. And Liam Harrington pulls down the rebound. He kicks it ahead to Jaden Sneed. Good pass to Joel Verone. He gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Such unselfish play we're seeing early from Herndon.
Absolutely. I've been really impressed with just them finding their teammates. Harrington kicking that ball up the court, just with that court vision and feel for when you need to push it, when you need to slow it down.
And you mentioned the vision of Liam Harrington. You don't average over 5 assists a game without having some pretty good court vision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joel Verone knocks down the first free throw. West Potomac bringing a couple guys off the bench here. Still no sign of Dejon Belfield, left early with looked like a cramp.
Well, both teams are definitely going to their benches early. You know, with the pace moving it the way it does, you know, you just can't play your starters for 32 minutes and expect them to be ready to finish the game out strong.
You don't want to wear them down in the first half. There's a lot of basketball left still here in the first quarter here from Fairfax, Virginia. Glad you could join us. Herndon Hornets with a 5-point lead. And Darson Ekpuk with a great turnaround. He's been great in the post so far this afternoon.
Absolutely, yeah. Strong interior player, good strong athlete, and has been very effective all year and for a while doing that.
Michael Griffin misses a 3 after hitting 2 early. You can see why he's the team leader in three-pointers made. Just such a smooth shot as West Potomac gets another offensive rebound and another putback for Darson Ekpuk. He's really been a force so far inside.
Yeah, he's been kind of leading the charge here for these guys and cleaning up a lot of a lot of the offensive glass and just making sure that, you know, if it comes off, he's there to pick them up. Jonas
Munson with the foul here as Herndon will go back to the free throw line. Robert Okoro will shoot 2 with 17 seconds left here in the first quarter. Herndon holding on to a 1-point lead. And you mentioned it before we started the game here, Alex, that you were expecting up-tempo, fast-paced, and it started off a little bit slow, but we've seen the tempo pick up here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's starting to move, and you know I'm looking forward to the rest of this game because I think it's you know, obviously right now it's only a 2-point, well now 3-point game, you know, and I envision it to stay that way for a while.
Really impressive shooting for both teams so far. 17-14 Herndon with 17 seconds left here in the first quarter.
I really like what Herndon's doing. They're just bouncing back and forth between. We've seen a 2-3 zone, a 1-3-1 zone, man-to-man. You know, and it's hard when you're having to figure out how am I going to score against all these different defensive schemes. You know, in West Potomac, you know, though they have knocked down some shots like that one right there to close out the first quarter. But, you know, it's tough to figure out how to score, and, you know, sometimes it's the easiest way to do it is just to pull.
Yeah, we expected a close game, and it can't get it much closer than this, Alex. 17-17 after 1 here, Fairfax, Virginia, Robinson Secondary School. We'll be back for more right after this.